Leader of government business Guibion Ferdinand has asserted that the Child Justice Bill amendment merely allows for the discretion of a judge or individual assigned to adjudicate matters concerning a child under the age of 18. Currently, the bill permits the discretion of an adjudicator. The bill has sparked considerable debate as it moves through the legislative process.
It is so because there are situations where, at the time when somebody, a juvenile, may have committed an offense, that there's a certain perception that the person was probably too young to be facing the courts and so on. But by the time the trial comes, circumstances would have changed. I think there could be, arguments for and against the amendment, but the intent of the amendment is really to allow discretion. I think sometimes we get the judiciary and the legislature mixed up. There is a view that it is taken away from the powers of the legislature, and there is a view that it is giving the judiciary some leverage. It really depends on what position you take. But the true intent of the bill is really to give some level of discretion to a judge in a situation where someone who is below the age of 18 has been on the wrong side of the law.
Ferdinand added that the clause will remove the 3-year cap to allow for greater judicial discretion. He argued that one of the assumptions of the bill is that once there is an issue, the result would be a sentence. The leader of government business contended that other options should be explored when a juvenile is implicated by the law.
The other options that are available and should be explored, rather than just decide that everything that has gone wrong, that the individual is to be punished. Punitive measures aren't always the best and should never be the first course of action, especially for a juvenile.
Some have argued that there may be limited infrastructure support to accommodate the growing numbers of youth offenders with the enforcement of the bill. Senator Jahawir, defending the bill, welcomed it as a step in the right direction to help curb the high level of crime.
The government has been working very closely with those agencies to ensure the necessary measures will need to take place. In addition to that, we are seeing the establishment of, construction near completion of custody suites, the Grocery Divisional Headquarters, etc., the rehabilitation done to several police stations. So there will be holding cells. There will be holding cells until whatever decision is made by whichever judge or magistrate to determine the sentence and the timeliness of the sentence. I think right now what we need to do is to ensure that this bill is passed today. We are expecting a lot of feedback from the opposition as it relates to crime and how they continue to politicize it. But it's not our intention to politicize it. It is our intention to get the ball rolling in terms of establishing measures that can combat and curb crime. And as we continue to go along, whatever measures that we find that can assist us in terms of doing a better job at that, we will do that. But we must start somewhere, and this bill today is doing just that.
The Child Justice Bill amendment makes provisions for diversion options, assessments, and a focus on restorative justice. These measures aim to prevent children from entering the formal criminal justice system whenever possible. Gina Filippi, HDS News Force.